Hello, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for the American Horror Story, Season 3, Episode 11, Protect the Coven.
Mm-hmm.
With me, I have my co-hosts, Omikins.
Hey.
And some guy.
Some guy. I've been relegated to some guy.
Where did he go?
Damn it, I wasn't quick enough.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Very good.
Mike? That's
Yes.
your name, right?
Yes.
I'm just checking. Just for the people that don't know you. How's it going?
Yeah.
How's your cat?
Well,
She's awesome.
sleeping.
No, the one in your chest.
It's about to bring down the base shields, or something like that.
It's a C-A-T-A-T Walker.
Mm-hmm. It's a cat.
Yes.
Why are my eyes so itchy? What the hell?
Yes.
Probably
How
'cause
do
I
you
have
guys
hair.
like this episode?
It was an awesome. I think it was an awesome episode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not often that gruesome things can make me cringe, but I did cringe. So.
Yeah, she was sitting there on the couch all like... "Ah."
What made you cringe the most?
Was it the eye stabbing, the toes,
No.
the axe in the neck?
It had to be the toes. The toes was the most like shivery thing for me. Like I just oh, I can feel that. That's horrible.
Many times I've stubbed my pinky toe in the extreme pain that's gone through it.
I mean, have you guys seen, I think it was Mission Impossible 2? Where, he had
Tom
the
Cruise
guy's...
in it?
He,
No, I
yeah,
don't watch it.
he had the guy's pinky finger in a cigar cutter.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty gruesome, too. It's like, it's the same effect, but it's your pinky finger instead of your toe. What would be worse, your pinky finger or your toe?
I think any small, appendage like so in any kind of cutter would be unpleasant.
What would you rather have? Would you rather have your toe cut off or your eye gouged out?
Toe.
Well, I mean, they only showed I would, if I had a choice between the pinky toe or my eye, I'd choose my pinky toe because the pinky toe is just, you don't really use that for balance.
No?
You can totally walk perfectly fine without a pinky toe.
Alright, let's up the ante. One eyeball or every single one of your toes?
One eyeball or every toe?
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough choice, Losing some of your depth perception and sight on one side of your body versus inability to balance while walking. I already have problems with my feet being in pain, so you know what? Take the fucking toes. It can't be any worse than, than they already are.
Umi?
Neither.
I'll take
You
my
have to
toes.
choose.
Take all my toes.
No. You know what? I'd almost rather have my eye taken out than my toes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because then she can't gorilla grip me.
I use my toes as weapons, so
Oh.
I need them. I
I have bruises.
Alright, so we get some more background on Delphine. The episode showed how she got her taste for blood, which I believe is the first time. See, I don't want to go out on a limb and say it's the first time. It's the first time I've seen in cinematic history of them actually chopping a chicken's head off with a cleaver. Usually it cuts away just before.
You
But
hear
not
the
only
thud, yeah.
not only did they show the head getting lopped off, but the chicken blinked after its head was cut off, and I was
And yeah.
like, ugh. And you saw the artery shooting blood out, and it was a pretty gruesome sight. I'm pretty sure it was an animatronic chicken.
Obviously.
Pretty sure.
And
But they could just say, oh, it was animatronic, have it be real, and did it in one take. They could have. Pulling the wool over our eyes.
at this point, it hit me that Delphine is the 19th century version of Dexter Morgan.
Mm.
Really? No, she's obsessed with blood.
So, spoiler warning, if you have not seen the end of Dexter, just mute me for like 20 seconds. Okay, I'll lift my hand up when you can unmute if you're in the middle of watching Dexter.
Well, that means I
But
have to mute you? Alright.
yes, mute me.
It's already been spoiled for me, so go for it.
It's fine.
I should not have lifted my hand there. Remute if you.
I'll
Yes.
lift my
Anyway.
hand.
Anyway. Does that mean Delphine is going to become a lumberjack?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Maybe.
You can come back now. So, did you expect Delphine's motivation for being a torturer was a chicken?
No?
No.
That was
I
the
didn't
catalyst. Like, you can argue and say, no, it was when the slave was stacking the boxes, they fell, and he injured himself, and that was her turning point. But the catalyst was the chicken.
Yeah, and my thing was, I didn't think that her torturing people and murdering people was her motivation for living. Like, is how she made it seem at the end. Or more in the middle of the episode. Like, it's what drives her soul or feeds her soul or whatever.
It's just a habit.
Gives her purpose, I guess.
Gives her purpose. Yeah, it was something. She said, that she just wasn't feeling...
Something
I forget
was
the
missing.
words. Yeah, something was missing. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I'll take care, I'll take care of the gardener. Don't worry. All smiles, like, come with me. James, was it? Come with me. Like, all friendly and happy. And next thing you know, James is tied up in Spaulding's room in the attic.
Yeah.
Yay, Spalding.
I get the creepy butler.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting scene. We get to see her cutting the toes off, and his intestines were spilling out of his body, and all kinds of fun things there. But, yeah, were you guys surprised to see Spaulding?
No.
Yes,
We already
yes
knew he
and
was
no.
ghost. Yes and no. Yeah, we already
Yes
knew he
and
was in
no.
ghostly form.
But
Yeah.
So that wasn't a surprise.
he's more than ghost at this form. Or at this point. He's able to interact with beings around him, so it seems like he was pulled out of ghost land.
He wasn't really pulled out. I mean,
in the same way the axe murderer was. That's how it came off to me, because the axe murderer originally was a legit ghost. And he was in the house, he was watching Fiona, and watching her grow up and all this stuff, but he couldn't interact with her until the girls ripped him out of the spirit world.
I just think Spalding has had all this time within the Witch Coven. He's kind of not, he doesn't have a power, but he's acquired some sort of, shortcuts for him to be able to manipulate and interact with the actual real world.
Maybe his enchanted tongue gave him some powers.
We don't know.
Maybe he's a witch.
He's not a witch.
Maybe
He's not a witch.
Maybe Misty brought him back that we don't know about.
Oh, we don't know about her.
We didn't really get much of Misty at all.
We got her name mentioned. That was it.
They had a funeral for Nan.
Yeah.
And Fiona did, a pretty good job at being kind of remorseful. But Marie seemed pretty awkward.
That's not her custom. A funeral dressed in black, standing in front of, that's not her custom that she's used to. She's been doing it a different way the whole time she's been alive.
Yeah, but still, the way it came across, it was like, wow, you like, she's not trying to come out there and say, yeah, I killed Nan, I helped kill Nan, I'm guilty. But like the way she's just like all like, amen, done with that, yeah, whatever. It's like, can you be any more suspicious?
Yeah.
She's kind of like that with everything else too.
Yeah, I guess.
She doesn't give a shit because she thinks she's hot shit.
No, that's Madison.
Speaking of hot shit.
That's Madison.
Not Madison.
Madison's hot shit.
No, I'm talking about shit soup. Shit soup.
That was Madison's shit.
Yes.
It was Madison's poo.
She's hot shit. She has some hot shit.
This whole I know this whole episode is just full of freaking fucked up imagery.
They all love that soup.
apparently,
so delicious. Yeah, I know.
there was like it tasted nutty and with coconut, and I'm like, no, shut up, shut up, I don't want to eat anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, Darth Vader.
I know.
No, apparently that's not what I'm trying for. Apparently, Madison has tasty shit.
So it brings whole new meaning of eating a mile of shit to get to her ass.
Oh God.
Too much? Yeah. It was kind of disturbing. I was looking at that like, and I was like, maybe they were just hinting at the fact and it really didn't happen. And then she's got that smug look on her face as they're all ranting and raving about the soup. I was like, no, she put it in there.
Of course she did.
Would you guys eat Delphine's cooking?
Not anymore.
No.
No.
I honestly, I wouldn't even trust Delphine being in the same house as me after hearing her history. So, I definitely wouldn't eat her cooking.
That was very disturbing of her. But, back at the funeral, the only thing we really heard about Misty was that they were not even looking for her. They just said, if we wish Misty was here. So, we still don't know what Madison said to them. We don't know what they're actually thinking happened to Misty at this point.
I think Madison mentioned that she was twirling her way onto, like, Florida or something. Like, she was gone. Like, she had just left, kind of thing. I believe Madison said something of that sort.
She's twirling her way down to Florida.
She's probably twirled her way halfway to the Everglades by now, I think is how she put it.
Yeah.
Well, we have two of our main characters going down to Epcot Center. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're on their way to Orlando. Zoe and Kyle.
Myrtle gave him tickets to Florida, get on the bus, and she specifically said, go to Epcot. So that's Disney World.
They're not going to make it.
No?
No.
They're all excited. They get on the bus. They're in the front seat. I mean, and then the episode closed. It ended with that. I was expecting the episode to end with they get on the bus, they're all happy, and then the camera pans over to Madison staring at the bus with an evil bitch grin on.
Yeah, I mean it's not the first bus.
It's not the first bus
she's taken care of. Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe
flip it a bus.
Maybe Myrtle intentionally put them in harm's way. We don't know. We don't really know Myrtle's intention. She's kind of psycho. She seemed calm on the surface. She puts up a nice front, but she is quite a bit of a psycho.
She's that out there.
I do believe that Myrtle did say that after her death, after coming back from the stake, that the fire kind of made her feel renewed and that her powers were stronger. So it's possible that she's kind of like on the train, like, I'm going to be the Supreme now. Like a little giddy schoolgirl.
No, I think she mentioned last episode that she has no hopes of becoming the Supreme, but she's just reinvigorated and all that stuff, and she's just one weird lady.
Yeah.
We don't know what she's thinking.
The other surprising twist we had at the funeral, though. Queenie.
Yeah.
Queenie came back with Delphine on a leash.
The most interesting part was that she got shot with that silver bullet, and it didn't even hurt her. She just came back. She spat it out and was like, "Ooh." Okay.
I had a feeling Queenie wasn't dead.
No.
And
I think I think
it was split down the middle. That we thought she was dead, but didn't think she was dead. So, I don't know. I forgot the fact. I don't know if we mentioned that she was shot with a silver bullet. I think that did come up when we were discussing things, and I think that's why we thought she was dead.
We just mentioned her taking a gun and blowing out her head. We never mentioned the silver bullet.
Well, I think the silver bullet was kind of an assumption thing because she was attacked by a hunter, and they carry around silver bullets like, they carry around chiclets in their pocket.
Chiclets?
I don't carry chiclets.
Me either.
Boom. Anyway, Delphine on a leash.
Yeah, well.
How did Queenie put her together? Is this another power we're seeing from Queenie? There was no scars. She said she did a better job of putting Delphine back together than Madison did putting Kyle back together.
I guess it's it's easier if the tissue's still kind of alive and it just kind of reconnects to itself.
Yeah, I mean, Delphine's kind of unable to die, so I doubt any of her tissue rotted.
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably just as fresh as when it was severed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So were you guys happy to see Queenie back, or did you
just
Mixed feelings.
I love Queenie. I like the sass she brings to the table. It's not like Madison's like, I'm the high egotistical bitch sass. It's the I'm proud, I'm strong, and I don't give a shit about you sass.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer Madison. But I would not eat her shit.
No.
But so Madison and Zoe kind of get in a little scuffle, yeah, over Kyle. And Zoe's like, if you want him and he wants you, you can have him.
It's like, so, oh, you don't care? So if I were to just go over there and blow him. Yep, go right ahead. All right, thanks.
Kyle wanted nothing to do with that.
No,
I wouldn't either. You kidding me?
No.
We get surprised? Like,
no, I mean,
they were just all spooning on the bed.
It's already been, like, once he's got, even when he wasn't, as articulate as he was, he was saying that he loved Zoe, and not once did he ever say that he loved Madison. She was just there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he felt a connection because she was one of the ones who brought him back, but other than that, Zoe was always the one he was attracted to from the very beginning, even when he was alive and not pieced together human. Zombie thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We saw Fiona in the X-Men. We haven't seen much of him last few episodes.
No, I haven't.
But he came back. Fiona and him had a conversation, and Fiona said when they take care of the new Supreme, she's gonna up and leave the Coven, and they'll go on, and they can live a normal life. Do you guys believe her? Is that her intentions, or?
Oh, I mean, she didn't propose it. That was all his proposal.
Right, but she
said,
agreed to it.
Yeah, it's like, it's a deal. So, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think she'd be able to give up the power.
She wouldn't have to give up her power. She'd still be a witch. And I think, leaving the Coven would mean she just renounces her right as a Supreme, and she would lose powers, but she wouldn't lose all her powers.
Would she lose powers, though?
I don't think she would lose her powers at all.
Well, she would definitely get weaker.
Like, just political standing. She would get weaker.
The Supreme is actually like a magical status. It comes with power.
Tied to the Coven, though?
No, it's not
just tied to the witch ritual.
The way I'm getting it is this position is given because they have the power. Because you don't get the power for getting the position.
Right, because it just seemed to me, because you have like who's the girl? I can't think of her name now. Last episode, Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, Stevie Nicks.
You had Stevie Nicks come into the Coven. She's a witch. She's not tied to that Coven.
No,
she's not a member of that Coven, but she has power.
I'm saying, if she's gonna leave the Coven, she's gonna be a witch still.
Right.
Yeah. It's just that she's not gonna have any ties anymore, and
but she is getting the Supreme.
She's getting older, and she's probably when she leaves the Coven, she's not gonna have people sapping her powers, but she's getting older. She's gonna get weaker.
Oh well, yeah, she's gonna get older and eventually more frail and fragile, but she'll still be the Supreme, so she's not like giving that up.
Right.
If she leaves the Coven, she has to leave her supremeness behind.
No, the Supreme is not a title within the Coven. It's like there's multiple Covens, and each don't have their own Supreme. She's the Supreme over all the witches. It just so
she's
happens.
just the Supreme Salem Witch.
Yeah.
They're not going to let that stand. There can only be one supreme in a coven at a time.
The way it's going to work is like the way he suggested it. Once we take care of the little budding supreme problem that's sapping your power. So basically, once they kill it, Fiona's not going to lose any more power. She can go do whatever the fuck she wants. If she wants to abandon the coven and go live a normal life, that's fine. But she's not going to lose any power because of it.
The 7 Trials is amongst all witches for everywhere, not just within tied to a coven. So, like, it could be anybody. It could be Myrtle. She's not tied to that coven. It's you don't have to be part of the coven to be the supreme. So
right.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe her. She always has mixed intentions. But on the other hand, she claims that she has found love for the first time. So that is why I want to believe her.
I guess at this point it's tough to read with her.
She's gotten to the point where she knows she's like Umi said, she's getting old, she's getting fragile, she's getting frail. Does she really want to die alone in the coven? Or does she want to pursue love, which she's never had in her life, and give up just a title? She'll still maintain all her powers, but give up a title that she has for being in a coven. Or being part of a coven. She doesn't consider them family. Maybe her daughter to a degree, but...
Yeah, it's tough to say.
I could see her eliminating her daughter if she needed to.
Oh, yeah, easily. You kidding me? Just kill everybody. She doesn't care. The only person she cares about is the Axeman, and we don't even know if she really, really does care about him.
Yeah. So, Spaulding. He,
Wilson! Spaulding! Sorry.
Are you Dennis the Menace? Hey, Mr. Wilson.
No. Moving along.
So, Spaulding has a conversation with Delphine about how this magical antihistamine that cannot be spoken out loud.
He just it doesn't say it. He just shows her the box.
And then she goes to say it, and he's like, "No, don't say it.
Don't say it out loud. It's that powerful."
Benadryl allergy.
It's Benadryl allergy. It's like this will render the voodoo queen helpless.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking for a second, like, really? Is that her actual weakness, or is he fucking with her? Because the show, it could go either way.
I knew he was fucking with her. I just didn't know why.
Just wanted to make it so there was a weak spot in Marie so that something could be done with her at that point.
Well, Marie being out of the picture now, Delphine, Spaulding knocked her out. And she tumbled down the stairs and did not look like a stunt double. It looked like she, actually the actress, stumbled down the stairs. Nice roll down in slow motion. And Delphine's like, what do you want me to do with her? She's immortal. You tricked me. And he goes, I just created an opportunity, whatever the case may be. And she goes, well, what do I do with her? He goes, barrier. She goes, she'll dig out. Why is that her first reaction when she just spent a lifetime trapped in a box underground and she didn't dig her way out? She should know better. Spaulding did say, we'll make it so she can't. And then all of a sudden, this spark, popped into her head. And she's like, that's a good idea.
Tie her up, put her in a coffin with a lock. And then put her in a 6-foot hole. And fill that hole 3/4 of the way full of cement. And then cover it with dirt. And she can't get the fuck out.
And she's not going to be immortal. She's going to die eventually because she won't be able to make her yearly sacrifice to Papa Legba.
Papa.
What's going to happen if she does not deliver her sacrifice?
Her immortality gets taken away.
And then she dies underground?
Yeah. Encased in cement.
What if Marie... Do you think that we've seen the end of Marie?
No.
No, I don't think so. I think she's going to get buried and figure out a way to burst out in the final episode.
Yeah. We're only 2 episodes away now, right? We got 2 more left.
2 more.
I don't know. See, before we wrap up this, because we got 2 other topics to talk about. But this episode, to me, up to this point, like, granted, this last thing we just talked about, we jumped ahead a little bit, but it was kind of in what we were talking about, so I tied it up. But it seemed like everything was extremely pointless. It seemed like it built to nothing. It seemed like, with the exception of the battle that they took to the witch hunters, which we'll talk about in a minute, completely irrelevant. Queenie coming back and the witch hunters, the only two things we needed to know. Everything else seemed unnecessary, filler, and irrelevant to the overall plot.
I don't know. Zoe and Kyle escaping. I mean, Zoe escaping because she's one of our possible Supreme candidates.
She's the most unlikely.
I guess at this point.
She's really done nothing to add to being
ever since
Supreme.
ever since she broke that little zombie curse.
We saw she can cast spells, but we haven't seen anything powerful from her.
Not since
we know her ability from the first episode. We know it from the third or fourth episode. We've not seen her do it again. And then we saw her cast a little spell to find out what actually happened to Nan.
Yep.
We haven't seen anything else from her. She's not worthy of being the Supreme, in my opinion. And I'm actually, if she ends up being the Supreme, I'm going to be upset.
Well, what's going to happen if she is the Supreme? She's going to have this big outburst, and she's going to blow all of them away with her big, massive power that nobody knew about. They're all going to be super surprised. All of us are going to be super surprised. And that's that. I mean, maybe she's just keeping it cooped up because she's saving it for a rainy day kind of thing.
I don't know.
I mean, the only friend she had in the Coven, really, not counting Kyle, was Nan. Nan started going a little nutty, right? She started to lose grip on Nan. Nan was kind of doing her thing. Madison, they kind of had this little love triangle going. Madison's out to get her now. Queenie's being a little bitch. She's all on her own. Like, she wants nothing to do with the rest of the Coven. Fiona, if she's going to be a Supreme, Fiona wants her dead. Cordelia, she's got a little too much on her plate right now.
And she's too caught up in her own stuff to even realize that Zoe's around.
Yeah. And who else is it? Myrtle. Myrtle seems like the only person she had on her side, so of course she's going to listen to Myrtle. But everybody's kind of been pushing her, so maybe she's building up all this anger and repression, so to speak.
Anger and hatred and rage and repression, and then boom!
And just unleashes it all. Maybe her power is to convert emotion into physical pain, and maybe that is why she has this Black Widow power.
I'm still of the opinion that all of the girls are gaining the powers of the Supreme. Because they're all manifesting new powers, and from the thing we got at the beginning of the series is that each witch has, they can all cast spells, but they each have one innate power. And
the only one that we haven't seen use anything but their innate power is Zoe. We haven't seen her gain fire, telepathy.
Well, she did do that thing when the zombies were attacking, and she stopped Marie in her tracks from all across town. There's that thing. That's it. We haven't seen anything big, substantial since then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She hasn't, did mind control or set fire or telekinesis or any crazy fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
She hasn't brought anything back from the dead.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still, unless they do something major in these next two episodes, I will be very upset if she ends up being the Supreme.
Yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan, obviously, next episode. And then the episode after that, I mean, what are the next two names? The next episode is Go to Hell, and the one after that is The Seven Wonders.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
So, the other interesting thing, I think the most interesting thing, rather, that happened this episode was Cordelia gouging her own eyes out.
Oh, it's shears. I'm like, no.
I don't know why.
No.
You don't know. You don't know why. Well, she's been told she's useless, and really, her only power is that she's a pretty, advanced alchemist. She can make potions. Her redeeming part for as power goes was when she was blind and could see so much.
Her second sight.
Her second sight, exactly. So she wanted that power back so she could be helpful to the Coven.
Right.
She
And she
realizes
tried.
that.
I can understand that,
Yeah.
but what... She did this after... Correct me if I'm wrong. She did this after the witch hunters were dead.
I don't think she knew.
No, she did this after her husband was dead, but the witch hunters were still alive. They didn't die until later in the episode.
I could have sworn she did this at the very... Like, not the very end, but, like...
No, she gouged her eyes
I
out.
thought it was, like, midway through the episode when... Right after. Because the... So... Alright, hold on. So, the... Not Cordelia. Fiona and Marie go down to a meeting to meet up with the witch hunters.
Yeah.
You see the witch hunters talking and saying that the witches have to leave alive. So in other words, they're not planning to kill the witches. The witches were planning to kill them. I don't think they saw it coming.
No.
The Axeman was hidden in the background as a butler, and all of a sudden, in the middle of negotiations, he just takes an axe out and wildly starts chopping them to bits and pieces, chopping limbs off to keep guns from shooting and various things. And
Grabbing the limbs with the guns and using the guns, to shoot people.
yeah. And finally, Fiona was the one that finished off the big boss, and he was just sitting there sipping on his martini.
Coffee.
Yeah, it was Fiona's martini, never mind. But it's almost as if he knew it was coming and he didn't care, because he knew there was nothing he could do.
Well,
At that point.
I think at that point he realized all my buddies are dead. I'm just gonna drink my tea and sit down and just I'm dead.
Do you think
like
he may have had a plan set in motion that could only activate once they were all dead?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had it. They didn't expect to die, but I think they might have had a contingency plan in case they all did not return.
Yeah.
And that might be what we see in the next episode or two.
Yeah, because I don't think we've seen the last of the witch hunters. We saw the head honchos being taken out.
Yeah.
But there's still the whole corporation.
Exactly. There's still a whole corporation, so there's definitely other wings of this corporation where other powerful headhunters, witch hunters, are gonna come over and be like, okay, we're taking over this part of the branch. So these witches, they've been pretty much bossing these guys around and taking advantage of how nice they've been. So we're gonna start some shit.
Yeah. So they're pretty much taken out. So to their knowledge, the witch hunter threat is eliminated. What does that mean for Cordelia? Like, how is her second sight going to help at this point?
I think a second sight, other than her blindly walking around, not knowing not knowing her environment as it is, seeing what's going to happen while touching people, while knowing intentions and the past and everything, that's going to give her a heads up on what's happening inside the Coven and what possibly might happen outside the Coven.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, Fiona was obviously afraid to go see her daughter after she realized her second sight was back. She's like, oh shit, she's going to find out I killed Nan.
But here's the thing.
Have we seen the last of Nan?
Probably.
She's a ghostie.
Yeah, but Papa Legba might have some use for her.
Ooh.
I think he took her for a reason.
I just had a thought, right?
Because, hold on, they took an innocent soul, right? That's what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He took Nan. He doesn't need the baby anymore. Why does Marie still have the baby?
Well, I think they wanted to get,
Mike's like, I didn't think of that.
Marie and Fiona did it. Fiona wants to join this immortal game.
Right.
So they wanted, one stone, which was Nan, to take care of both of their payments. But I don't think it's going to work out that way. I think one of them got paid off, and he's still waiting for the other payment.
All right, what were we going to say, Mike, about the witch hunter?
I have a theory. Cordelia drinks a potion in the beginning, doesn't work. She tries this, whatever rubs on her eyes, doesn't work. Then she resorts to just, jab, out with her eyes. Now, next we know is, Myrtle tells Fiona your daughter's resting comfortably. She's a hero. She sacrificed her eyes to save this coven, whatever like that, right? All we have is Myrtle's word that Cordelia's sight is back. We don't know if it's back at all.
Mm-hmm.
This could have just been a ploy to play with Fiona's head, to fuck with her head.
It's true. Maybe she used the knife she used. She stabbed too deep into her eye sockets, and she made a little bit of brain damage happen.
I don't know. I think she has her second sight back. I think Cordelia is going to end up being the new Supreme.
I don't think so.
I was actually thinking about that myself. She seems almost more unlikely than Zoe.
It's very unlikely, but that's because they've made it that when the old Supreme dies, the new Supreme, the one who inherits the powers, is a teenager whose powers are, growing. Cordelia is not a teenager.
But her powers are growing.
Well, kinda. But I don't think I don't think Cordelia is gonna be the Supreme.
I don't know. I think she's more likely than Zoe.
I don't know if she's more likely than Zoe or not, but
Zoe she infuriates me. She is the only character that I hate.
Wow.
I am comfortable in saying that Cordelia is not 100% going to be the Supreme.
We don't know who 100% is going to be the Supreme. So
every single character on this show, including Hank, who was there barely at all, has incredible depth. Right? Zoe has nothing.
Yeah. We know a little bit about her past. She had sex with her boyfriend. She killed him. And that's all we got from character development.
She fell in love with some guy at a party.
Yeah.
And she stopped at nothing to put it together. She wants true love. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Right? It's classic. It's the classic love story, whatever. She's not interesting. She's not. She's the least interesting character on the show.
It's kind of weird, yeah, because in the beginning, the first few episodes, they were setting her up as the main character.
Right. Then I still have the impression she is the main character, even though we barely see her.
And that's the thing. The show set her as the main character in the first, let's say, 3 episodes, and that was it. So, that's why I guess...
The X-Men has more depth than she does.
I dislike her, too, as a character. It still doesn't make me say, she's not going to be the next Supreme, but I'm just saying they were making her seem like the main character for the longest time, and now it's just like... character development stalled. I guess they developed
the voodoo witches that died by Hank had more depth than Zoe.
Yeah, so
she's the most two-dimensional character on the show.
Yeah, she's the Bella of this, this show.
Does she bite her lower lip?
I think she has at least once, maybe. I don't know.
Is that her entire?
Maybe she has a different nervous twitch or something.
Maybe. I don't know. We're all biting our lower lips now.
Sorry, making a Twilight comparison, I'm having a stroke.
Oh, God.
Sorry. I'm good.
I don't know. Next episode is called Go to Hell. It puts Cordelia's latest vision puts the Coven's future in question. Okay,
and that shoots my theory out the window.
Second sight is back. Boom. With the end of Fiona's reign approaching, the girls manifest powerful new gifts.
Girls.
All of them.
Girls.
See?
Girls.
Cordelia is still
a girl.
Misty is still a girl. Misty's probably just as old as Cordelia, and they're like, oh, she's the new Supreme.
Misty's in between. But,
yeah, she's not a teenager.
When they say the girls, they're meaning like the girls who go to this academy. Cordelia is the headmistress, technically, of this academy. She's a girl. So she's not in that category.
She's a girl.
Whatever.
Misty is just around the age of Fiona. I mean, not Fiona, Cordelia. And they're prompting her as she's going to be she's not a teenager. She's not 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever the other girls are.
Yeah, she's not a teenager. And I think the only reason why you keep pushing Cordelia out of this situation is because she seemed like she was useless. We actually have been told she has been useless. So, I mean, maybe all of a sudden Cordelia, they say the girls, meaning she's gonna have this vision, then all of a sudden she's gonna have overwhelming power. She's gonna grow, and then we're gonna be like, oh shit, maybe she can be the supreme.
Cordelia is not the supreme, and I'm gonna tell you so. And I'm gonna say I told you so when it comes in reveals.
I'm not saying she is. I'm saying
she's a candidate.
She is a candidate. Definitely, yes, she can be.
I don't know.
Whatever. I don't care. I don't care.
Whoa.
I'm saying she can be. I'm not saying she's not or she is. I'm saying she can be. There is a middle ground, and that's where I'm sitting right now. So, to you.
The actress who plays Misty Day is 31 years old.
That doesn't mean Misty Day, the character, is 31.
I'm just saying. That doesn't mean she's 19.
No, I'm not saying she's 19. You guys were talking over me. I'm saying she's in her mid-20s, probably.
Yes, but you said teenagers.
You did.
You said
I did
teenagers.
say teenagers as in referring to the other ones. Madison and Queenie and Nan, who's dead, and Zoe.
And then we brought Misty into the picture, and you're like, oh yeah,
But she's young. She fits,
Mike just doesn't like being wrong.
No.
Neither does her. She just
neither do I, so it's perfect.
You can tell.
That's why you can cut the tension in this podcast with
you can
a
tell
wet noodle
winning
right now.
argument against Omi up there, because as soon as you win the argument, she tells you to go fuck yourself because she knows you're right and she doesn't want to admit it. So as soon as she says go fuck off or anything like that, it's like, yep, I won.
I start arguing logic with
logic.
illogic just to frustrate the person to submission.
Here's the thing, I don't give up. I keep going logically.
I go illogically
Cannot
to the point where your logic cannot win over my illogic.
You can make me laugh with illogic, but
I can make you give up, and that's a win for me.
Well, it's a win for me.
So finally,
no point in arguing.
Finally, Queenie's search for Marie Laveau leads her to hell and back. So that answers that. Queenie's gonna be the one to find Marie.
She says that she doesn't say. It doesn't say she finds her. It says her search for her. So she's like, she probably won't find her until like the last 10 minutes of the last episode, and then oh my God, Marie's back! Something shit's gonna happen. You never know.
I hope Marie Laveau is the next Supreme.
They can't do that. Oh my God.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. I was saying they can't.
If Queenie can.
They can't. Let me finish. They can't end it like in the last 10 minutes of the final episode, bring that up and open up a possible cliffhanger for a sequel or in the next season, because the next season is going to be something different.
I said
this is true. And hold on. Before we go on this rant, I saw a lot of people. There's a Facebook group for American Horror Stories. If you guys are not in it, it is called American Horror Story Coven, and there's definitely some good discussion going on in there. And one of the discussions that I was reading earlier today was somebody was asking what the deal with the bus going to Orlando was. And people were saying, oh, the show is being... The next one is potentially being filmed in the Florida area, and they could... It's not a tie-in. Every single American Horror Story is its own separate story. So they are not setting up anything in this episode that will have anything to do with the next season whatsoever. Yeah. So I just want to clear that up at this point.
Yeah, I was responding to that last 10 minutes of finding Marie and like, oh shit, the Voodoo Witch is back, and then season
It was just that stupid freaking thing that I just like...
Yes, it was stupid.
Just shut your fucking face, okay?
You shut your fucking face.
Oh my God. No! I'm
yes.
Whoa!
Silence.
I'm saying that,
Silence.
We don't know what's going to happen. She's in a search. She's still searching. She might not find her until the last episode, is what I'm saying. Okay? She's not going to find her next episode. It says search in the synopsis. If it said, oh, they find Marie after all this shit, then it would say that in the synopsis. And if
they could find her in the last few minutes, and that could be the reveal.
There's that, too. I mean, the last few minutes of this next episode, not... You know what, Michael? I'm going to come in there. I'm going to stab you.
Ooh. Can we do this live on the podcast? No?
If there was a doghouse outside, that's where he would be sleeping tonight.
There is so much tension in here. There was also a picture meme kind of thing going around on
Great meme
on the website. I'm gonna see if I can actually pull it up for you guys right now, but it's definitely a joke. If they go with it, I'd prefer it over Zoe, to be completely honest.
I would prefer it almost everybody else being supreme at this point.
Yeah. I don't know where. I just saved it and I don't know where it went. Right here.
Right there.
So it says, "Behold our next supreme."
Surprise!
It's Kyle.
Oh, that would be great if it was Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Would be great. I love that. I'd prefer it over Zoe. I really would. 100%. So, you two done fighting?
On the show, yes.
Oh, so you're not. Mike, where can the people find your dead body?
On Twitter at Thilladren, Thilladren.
Umi, where can the people find the murder weapon?
On my Twitter. There's gonna be bloody pictures of it everywhere. At LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
And if you guys need a witness, you can find me at Phenomedom, Phenomedom at Twitter. And you could find the whole glorious murder. Right? I'm kidding. You can find us all on YouTube, Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Gmail, ASOTV Podcast. For some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. And hopefully we will all see you next week. With all our toes.
Yes. If I'm missing... I am done. If I'm missing toes, I'm done.
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
He's so mad right now. Look how mad he is. Look, I'm coming back. Just so you can see him. Look, he's so mad. He's laughing. He's so mad. Look how mad. He's the angriest I've ever seen him. Ever. Have a good night.
No, wait. Okay, fine. Have a good night.